Hello YouTube, it is Thursday night and we're going to play a little bit of Phantasy Star Online. So I put the shout out in the Facebook Silverman group and so far a couple of people are responding, so there's a good chance we're going to find a decent crew tonight. I have looked on Dreamcast Now. It looks a little bit slim, but who knows, some people jump in and also some people connect in ways that Dreamcast Now doesn't recognize, like myself. So we're gonna go on, we're gonna see who's on board, and hopefully we can get a cool quest started. The one thing I've noticed this month that I wasn't really paying much attention to is that there are no special quests going on right now, like no event or seasonal quests. I think the last one that came about was Frantic Fauna, so I'm thinking that closer to the next major holiday there might be something interesting coming up, so keep your eyes open. I know I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully we can get on board with something like that. But in the meantime, why don't we hop on to Pioneer and see who is playing tonight. So let's fire up our Dreamcast and see what's going on. Like I mentioned before, I'm doing a little bit of experimenting with the whole setup right now that I have in terms of my OBS stream. So it's a work in progress. Let me know if you notice anything that doesn't quite make sense or seems to be needing improvement or something like that, because I'm just kind of figuring this out as I go along. Okay, cool. We're loading it up and let's see who we can find. Now I have noticed one thing about the recent setup and the improvement of the setup, including this little earpiece here. Now it works very well from a distance of about 3 feet. I don't notice any lag. I can hear everything pretty clearly, but I do notice if I turn my head ever so slightly, I start to lose connection. So obviously it's not the best Bluetooth device out there, but I think for the price, the setup is not too bad. So I'm willing to let it slide, and it's probably not gonna be too often that you see me moving further than this anyways. Okay, so continue. And I've noticed the battery life on this is pretty decent as well. So I haven't charged it since I set it up. So I think we're looking at about close to 6 hours gameplay at this point. So for something that is more or less sort of a no-name brand from Amazon, it's actually not too bad. Okay, here we go, loading up, and hopefully we will get lucky. So I have the Discord chat going in as well. So far nobody's told me that they disapprove of the Discord chat, so I'm just going to leave it up for now and we'll see what other people think. Okay, Altamira we have 2, Vega we have 3. Interesting. Well, you know what, let's go to Vega. We haven't gone to Vega in quite some time. We spent a lot of time in Altamira lately. But let's see who we got. So we got Kuroheim, Jaxer, and Gecko. Cool. Good team. Hey, everyone. Holy smokes, Kuroheim's at 199. Whoa, 199. How much till 200? I think Kuroheim said after 190 it's like 2 million. Holy smokes, 2 million. Ouch. Well, at least you're at the end of it. So that is one of the main differences between PSO version 1 and PSO version 2. You can only go up to a max of level 100 on PSO version 1. There's not as many weapons or quests or anything like that. PSO version 2, you can max out at 200, a lot more items and all that kind of stuff as well. So, are you guys all starting or ending? Let's just see what's going on exactly in Vega before we get too comfortable. And what's going on in the chat. Hey, congratulations on graduating. Okay. Hoping some people would, oh geez, challenge mode. Ouch. challenge mode. Isn't that a 4-hour grind? Okay, so we do have a level 1 player as well, Gecko, so it would be nice to kind of help them out if they're kind of in the lobby. Splits into 9 parts. You have to complete it in 1 take, right? Don't think you can save. So you can log off, return, and it will bring you back to the original, or the spot you left off. Well, that's good news, because I was always under the impression that... Okay. But you have to complete level, different stages. Gotcha. That's what I thought. Still a long haul, though. Never done it, but I always want to. Lots of cool loot. Yeah, I think Kuroheim told me that's where I got my S rank weapon, actually, that we did a trade, so. All right, good luck in graduation there, Michael. You can name it anything. I may have some time during the day here in Canada. Land next week. I'll be on vacation, so I could sneak out and do a grind. That would be actually a lot of fun if we can do a challenge mode quest and just complete that from start to finish. But it is a 4-hour grind. You've got to play the entire game start to finish. And you start off on level 0 and you acquire weapons and all sorts of fun stuff along the way. So it's a really good quest to complete to find unique weapons, but it is quite a long quest. I'm good for whatever. All right. You know C mode by root yet? How long do you figure it would take? I mean, if it's about 2 hours, we could probably do it, but I think 4 hours is pushing it. Depends on the stage. Okay, fair enough. I was hoping to see my C mode friends. First stage is Forest, which is 15, 20 minutes. $45 minutes or less, depending. Really? I thought it was really like 4 hours. Bad maps take 45 minutes. Okay, well, if it's only 45 minutes, okay. One takes like 30 minutes. So 9 challenges at about 20, 40 min each. Okay, so that would add up to the 4 hours if it was about 40 minutes each. Okay, so 40 minutes. Yeah, that's a lot of time. That's like 3 hours. Okay, well, let's play it by ear, see what happens. I did it with 2 others and an unmanned. 4th would drop scrapes and heal. Very smart. That is a good idea. It's a good way to play as a team, that's for sure. We're playing 2. Interesting. So it looks like they had a bot on board that was following them around, just dropping goodies, which is pretty smart way to play. Basically, you just got a pack mule that's filled with escape dolls and everything like that. Unless they had someone was dual boxing. Double DC. I've seen people do that before. I think Doom used to do that to dupe weapons, something. Okay, well, hopefully we'll be transitioning from this lobby very shortly. You streaming UGB? I am just trying out the new setup. Put some more money into it. Recently bought a new PC, upgraded internet to 300 and bought some and incorporated some new goodies. Cool, amigo. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Give me money. Donate, donate, donate. I think that's what streamers sound like, right? With all the money I save people on car? I think that's an incomplete word, probably. Car insurance, I need some. Fair enough. Well, I do it because I love the thrill of the chase. I'm just curious about how crisp I can get this stream going. I'm sure at some point I'll reach diminishing returns, get bored, and drop it all. Much like my music career, art career, and college career. Hey, what's going on, everybody in the chat? Okay. Well, buy a dip on nope. I'm still kicking myself about that. About 7 years ago, I bought 5 Bitcoin and gave it to IP Torrents for a membership upgrade back when it was $1 for $1. Yup. Now I forgot my PW for IP torrents and don't really download anyways. These guys, I already said I'm kicking myself. Still, that's like a $100,000 torrent membership upgrade. I should have just bought the DVDs. Okay, so we lost somebody. Did Kuroheim jump into game? Kuro has been having some trouble staying connected recently. They DC quite a bit. Yeah, at least last time we were talking. Hey, Yusuke, thanks. Okay, let's jump into something. Nope, I think they PC EC or something. Don't quote me on it. I can't remember. They may BBA and just have a bad internet connection. I use both, but mostly BBA for PSO. It's a handy adapter to have around. DreamPi is super reliable, but BBA is indestructible. Holy smokes. Oh, there you go. The one thing about this keyboard that always kind of pisses me off is that it would look like just a normal keyboard, but for some reason it's got a real temperamental feel to it when you're pushing buttons. Like sometimes it just will not accept the key command, and other times you'll get like double keys and stuff like that. A little bit frustrating, but I think most of us suffer it, so. Yep. Plus, I use Eve's patch and USB CD-ROM. So it's basically as fast as you can possibly go. Also use a DreamPSU and Noctura fan. Okay. Jaxer, start a team. All right. Sure, let's do something. Yes, good call. I do love chatting with these folks. But let's get in game. DreamPSU is the shit. A dude named Chris Moon makes it. I have two. They make all the difference. Especially if you want to add extra fans and stuff. Also makes the system super cold if you upgrade to a Noctura fan. I'm a droid, so all I do is punch stuff. Okay, so there's a good possibility we might see Kuroheim jump back in as well. We're just gonna wait for Gecko to come in. You switching up Gecko. Cool. We'll wait for ya. What kind of characters do you have in to pull from? Cool. Cool. Any support class is a real asset. Definitely for me. I basically can't play Ultimate unless there's a really decent support class on board as well. New faces, yay! Okay, so it looks like Gecko's gonna come back and switch up their characters so that they can join us on alt, and then we're gonna join a team. Yep, all DC. Sorry, Amiga. Okay, cool. So Gecko's jumping right back. Start a team. Jaxer. We'll all follow. Okay, cool. So when Gecko comes back, they'll hopefully know to look for a team. I mean, we'll be the only team really on Vega right now, so it should be pretty easy to find. But let's just get up here in the interim. Okay, so we'll wait for Jaxer to burst and then we'll jump in. And this other player, unfortunately, they're level 30, but they're also playing on GameCube, so they won't be able to join us. So it kind of sucks. Okay, so what do we got going on in the chat? Yes, I agree. This would be amazing on PS4, Switch, PS4, whatever modern console. If they were able to... See, I played PSO 2, and I played it on PSP as well. Played PSO Universe on PlayStation, and there's just something about those games. Like, they're just... I don't know what they did to it, but it just doesn't feel like Phantasy Star Online to me. So, if they're able to just, you know, make this game, just grab the Dreamcast version and remaster it, and I'm sure that people would join in. It might be a little bit too rudimentary for most modern folks, but you'd have to incorporate voice chat, obviously, and you could probably still keep the text chat. I don't see why not. But yeah, it would be a fantastic game to be ported to a modern console. Okay, here we go. Okay, sweet. So we're gonna play with Jaxer for a bit and see what we can do. Net Zero, yes, I've heard of a lot of people using that as well. I think right now somebody gave me a link to some free dial-up numbers that you can use. So you can just basically, if you've got a regular just an old school phone connection, you can just plug your Dreamcast into the wall and just dial out as you would usually. So hey, Jelly Goober, welcome aboard. Hamburglar, okay, we have grabbed a room. The Xbox version had voice chat. Interesting. Okay, I did not know that. All right. All right. Let's see if we need to get any supplies before we jump in. Should we hit the forest till Gecko comes back? Okay, so Gecko was Raquel? I'll never pronounce that right. Never mind. Alright, sweet. So we have a half decent team here. Alright, so do I need anything? Dimates 10, lots of escape dolls, got, well, 3 moon atomizers, but we probably won't need those that much. Okay, cool. So, team is looking good so far. Maybe I'll just buy a couple of more Trimates while I'm at it, just to say we did. And let's just get another escape doll. Like, we can probably never have enough of those. But you could only walk in 8 directions. Okay, interesting. I'm not 100% sure what that means. I guess does it mean that you didn't have the freeform sort of analog walking like we have here? It was more of a traditional sort of grid style walking pattern. Maybe even similar to, like, you know, Diablo 3 has the isometric type walking pattern. It feels like you're limited to a grid to some extent. You don't feel as though you're walking completely free form. I've actually never really played the Xbox, to be quite honest. Sounds good to me. Do you think we can handle the FF++ on our own? I can generally hit okay if I'm buffed, but def needs support. Good for XP though. Alright, well, we can give it a try. Cool. Well, let's give it a go. See what happens. We're gonna have to let Jaxer start up this quest, but let's just wait here in the meantime till we get everybody on board. Perfect. All right, so in the meantime, while we're waiting, I wonder if the dragon will EP bug. Interesting. Okay. I'm using Eve's ESO V2 image. Okay, good. I'm EP. Cool. Alright, so it sounds like it won't be an issue. So yeah, let's just do TFF++. Nice. Cavalry has arrived. Alright, we got a full house, and Titan Guy is a really good player, so this is going to be awesome. Alright, cool. So Bob Dobbs is in the chat, and he said that he might be playing in about 30 minutes. No problem. I'm happy you saw it. Damn. What did I miss? What article are we talking about? I'm using Dream Cell. I can't revive. Oh, that kind of sucks. It's non-blue burst for PC. Okay. I've seen that image for Dream Shell. Is it fast enough to play? Or do you DC in super heavy quests? Nice. Good to know. I was tempted to try it, but got the USB CD-ROM instead. I think I only got about 20 games working on Dream Shell. I wish you could run Dream Shell on the front end of the USB CD-ROM. To load games. It just looks so much nicer. Cool. Thanks, Bob. Did you see the GDEMU clones out there? It's finally happened. They are cloning the GDEMU for like 80 USD. Okay, cool. So they're loading the simulator. So what I'm referring to is actually somebody posted a link to me, and it looks like somebody's finally grabbed the GDEMU and was able to clone it, and they're selling it at, like, they're mass producing it, which is great because the guy that makes the GDEMU, great guy, but he just doesn't make enough. He makes like 20, posts them, they sell instantly, and then it's like another 6 months till the next 20 are available. So it looks like they finally decided to clone them, and it's only a matter of time before you start seeing the GDEMUs on, you know, places like AliExpress for, you know, $50 or something like that. Right now you can get them generally on places like eBay for about 500. I always say just go with the USB GD-ROM. I've never had a problem with it. It's compatible with everything. The interface doesn't look as nice as the GDEMU, but overall it's a really, really solid device, so you can't go wrong. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's tag as much as possible because I suspect my colleagues here are going to make short work of most of these guys. Okay. Well, now that we're in game and we're not chatting so heavily with our new friends here, maybe we'll give you guys a couple updates on what's going on my end. So, I finally got around to seeing Deadpool 2, and I really don't understand what certain people now. I when I say certain people, like I know the type of people that had a problem with it. It's the people that, you know, effectively, they're never gonna be satisfied. I've heard that people say it's not as good as the first for some reason because there's too much money into it. I disagree completely. I love this movie so much better than the first one. And the thing is, the first one is still great. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the first one, but this particular movie, it's fantastic. It hit all the right notes. Some people were saying it's not as edgy as the first one. Again, I don't see it. The first one was sort of edgy, you know, it was pretty good, but this one is just like, it has just as many sort of, I shouldn't say edgy, but like definitely R-rated comedic moments. You know, how often do you see a Marvel superhero decide to gear up by blasting a bag of cocaine in his face? Like, it never happens. And you know, like the what was it called there, the Basic Instinct scene and stuff like that, when he had baby legs. Like, that stuff was great. They hit all the right notes with the comedic beats. And I thought they took a lot of really cool chances with misdirection in terms of the way they did the trailer, particularly with the introduction of X-Force. Now, I'm hesitant to say too much because I know some people have not got around to Deadpool yet, but essentially, you know, much like most of the Marvel movies that have been coming out recently, it's not what you think. Like, the incorporation of X-Force into the Deadpool universe is definitely not what I thought it was going to be, and it's all the better for it. It's a perfectly serviceable movie. I also thought Colossus was a great character in this one. Watch this. Watch what? Whoa. Okay. I guess they're hardcore buffing me or something? Oh, okay. PBing. There we go. Cool, so they're just hitting us with, if you want. Yeah, I thought that Colossus was definitely a much more developed character, and shockingly underdeveloped for Negasonic Teenage Warhead. The surprise character, which I'm sure everybody is aware of at this point, is the introduction of the Juggernaut. The reintroduction, I guess I should say, if you want to count X-Men 3, the original X-Men 3. And yeah, it was fantastic. It was everything that the Juggernaut should be. The best part about that is much like Colossus, because I think some people really want these characters to be grounded in some sort of reality, is you don't have to explain anything. They're just simply big people, right? Like, I mean, obviously Juggernaut is many feet bigger than most of the average human-sized characters there. So is Colossus, for that matter. You don't have to explain it. It's a comic book movie. Just let it exist within its own universe and just hold your suspension of disbelief and let it go for the sake of the movie, because the movie doesn't have to be, you know, realistically, like, reality accurate. It's a comic book movie. You can't have people with these kind of powers and then expect them to be grounded in reality. So I'm perfectly fine with the Juggernaut being this enormous, I guess, human, because if you follow the comics, you're probably aware that Juggernaut is actually not a mutant, and he's supposedly the half-brother of Xavier, Professor X. But the helmet that he uses is actually magic, which, you know, given the fact that the Marvel Universe has now incorporated magic into it, I don't see why you couldn't have Juggernaut have a magic helmet. So the magic helmet, in the comics anyways, gives him sort of like, really, he's like super strong, but also he has this ability, like he's unstoppable. That's why he's called the Juggernaut. Like, he's got this momentum that you just can't stop, and because of that, he causes a lot of damage. Really cool character idea. Terrible version of it in X-Men 3. But you know, I do like Vinnie Jones as an actor, so it's kind of unfortunate for him that his comic debut was was as the Juggernaut. The one would be easy too. Yeah, that's true. Some of the surprise cameos are kind of cool. Not necessarily the comic cameos, but the actor cameos. So everybody's aware that Brad Pitt was the Vanisher, even though he doesn't talk and he's only there for a couple of seconds. But that was really cool. Also, some of the cameos you probably missed, and I know I certainly did. I didn't catch them till after the fact. Are things like Matt Damon played one of the hillbillies when Cable came to Earth drinking beer at the back of the truck. Which again, it's like, I don't know why you would choose to be in this movie in such a disguised sort of cameo role, but you know, I'm glad that he did. You know, why not? I thought the ending was pretty good. I mean, I guess if you're gonna have an enemy in this universe and stuff like that, like there was no real, like the enemy was kind of unclear. I guess it was the Juggernaut, but not really. It was more like the Kid Fire Fist, and I guess to some extent Cable, but I felt as though the Cable really wasn't so much an enemy as it was like he had a mission that he, you know, sort of created for himself, and these people were just in the way. And I never felt as though he thought they were that much of a threat. I felt as though he thought they were more of an inconvenience than anything else. But even when it ended, like, you know, the headmaster at the school and stuff like that, they didn't really pay much attention to them in terms of, you know, if like, at first I thought when it said it was the Essex, what was it, the Essex School for the Gifted or something to that effect, I thought for sure we're going to see some sort of cameo by Mr. Sinister, because from what I understand, Mr. Sinister is supposed to show up in the X-Men universe. From what I understand, X-Men 3, if that ever happens, which it probably won't at this point, just because Fox was bought up by Marvel, so they're probably going to try and reboot the X-Men franchise, even though I do enjoy a lot of the actors that play those characters. Michael Fassbender as Magneto is great. I can't remember the actor's name that plays Xavier, but he's totally fine as well. And they're all young guys, young-ish. Like, they've got a lot of time left in them to develop these characters. Okay. Did I lose a weapon at some point? Uh-oh. Somebody stole my S-rank weapon. Boom. Boom. Who's got my shotgun? Alright, so somebody picked up my weapon. S rank spread. Oh, for fuck's sakes, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, get out of here, get out of here. Okay, so where did my S rank weapon go? Item. Equip. It's not in the wall. I hope it's not in the wall. Ah, okay. Thanks, amigo. All right. We got it back. Crisis averted. So yeah, like I was saying, given the fact that they bought up Fox, there's a good chance that they're going to try and reboot this whole thing, along with Fantastic Four, which, you know, is completely fine as well. Well, not a fine movie, but it's completely fine to reboot it. I owe you money? I don't think so. Let's double check. Maybe. Don't sweat it. I have a full bank. Everything on my person is just fun money. All right, so I did think it was kind of bizarre that, you know, again, I don't really want to spoil too much, but they had some pretty high-profile actors playing certain characters that didn't really service the movie as much as I thought they would. And I think the movie's better for it, to be quite honest. I'm completely happy with the movie kind of sticking, I guess, to its kind of like, even though it was like double the budget. So I think the first movie was $60 million, and this was 120, which by Hollywood standards is kind of mid-average, right? And on is here. Oh, there we go. And it definitely shows it in some of the upgraded effects, but I'm glad that it doesn't show it in ways like, you know, they've introduced a lot more characters, and they just kind of, you know, that's how a lot of these movies tend to fail, is that they think that people want to see more, but it's like, no, we're happy with seeing, not necessarily less, but we're happy with seeing what we've seen before, except better. And I'm kind of glad that this movie did that. Like, there was a couple of really decent action set pieces, but it doesn't feel like it's like overwhelming and overly stylized or anything like that. It just feels like they just did them better. So yeah, I was quite happy with the action sequences, even though some people were saying that the chase scene wasn't as good as the first one. I thought it was better than the first one, to be quite honest. The first one was pretty cool on the highway just because I wasn't expecting it to be that intense, so I think the surprise of it being so good is what caught people kind of off guard, the fact that it was such a good movie in general. But also, I think with this one, people were expecting more from a chase scene, and because we got something that was kind of, I don't know, it was good, but it was great, actually. I mean, I can't say it was good, it was great. But they didn't go too over the top, you know, with like flipping cars and all this kind of stuff that, you know, much like the Fast and the Furious movies have taken. If you watch the original movies, that was a movie that was grounded in some sense, you know, given the universe, a certain sense of reality. And the latest Fast and the Furious movies, they're just ridiculous. And I think they're better for it, you know, it's like, don't try and ground what they're doing in reality, just go for broke, you know? And it works for that, but I'm glad they didn't do it with this movie. I'm glad they just kind of kept this movie still a little bit, I don't know, a little bit claustrophobic in terms of the characters and stuff like that. Oh, really? You were able to do it on Shidax, so maybe I should try that server sometime, actually, if we're able to play together. Because from what I understand with Silverant, well, I know with Silverant you can't play together, but I thought it was based on the actual game design for both games, and that's why you can't play both versions together. But if it's just a matter of the servers not communicating with each other properly, well, hey, why not try Shidak? So anyways, yes, the long and short of it, great movie, glad I saw it in theaters. There were a couple things in there that, a couple of foreshadowing moments. Now the word foreshadowing is used like 2 or 3 times in that movie. That alluded to a couple of things that I don't think a lot of people have talked about. So when you see Shatterstar introduced into the X-Force team, Shatterstar says that they're from the planet Mojo, or Mojo planet rather. And if you know Mojo from the comics, Mojo is like this horrible mutant blobby type creature. Not physically imposing in the slightest, but basically is the ruler of this TV style planet. And you know, they have sort of like battle royale matches and stuff like that. It's sort of similar to Thor Ragnarok, I guess, with the what was that character's name there? Not the Collector, but the Collector's brother. So yeah, very sort of similar type idea, I suppose, just sort of in a different universe. So then at one point, Cable says something about different worlds, and then Deadpool says something about different worlds, and then breaks the fourth wall again and says foreshadowing. So it tells me that maybe if there is the third Deadpool, which I'm pretty confident there will be, it means that it'll be set on a different planet, which who the hell knows how that's gonna happen. I mean, if they can pull it off, great, but holy smokes, I have no idea how that is going to work. Now, the other big thing is with the timeline cleanup, which, you know, I'm glad they put that into the film. Of course, it doesn't clean up the timeline in any kind of, like, practical fashion, but it is good that they're trying to acknowledge the fact that, yeah, we know there's other movies, fuck it, we're doing our own thing, and we're going to use some of the same characters, and it is what it is. But, I guess the big worry is, okay, it's a successful franchise, it's a Fox property, Fox is bought by Disney Marvel, so does that mean that we're going to incorporate Deadpool and the Deadpool universe into the MCU? I don't see why not, but at the same time, it's going to be one of those characters, I think, that you can't really have heavy in the MCU. Like, I think it would be good to have them in the MCU sort of peripherally, but if you start incorporating them too much, it's just going to really, I don't know, the characters that are in the MCU currently, I think, work for that universe. Deadpool, not so much. And it's a hard R character, and obviously the Avengers are never going to be a hard R film franchise. So also because of that, I think it's good just to kind of keep them separate to some extent, because you're never going to see the Deadpool that you want to see in the Marvel Avengers universe. You're going to see a really sort of tempered version. Oh shit, this is bad news. So let's launch a confuse trap and try to get out of here a little bit. There we go. Okay, good stuff. Oh shit, okay. Well, let's just keep launching confuse traps, why not? Wow, okay, so I could not imagine playing this on disc with just a regular dial-up modem, because right now we're using the BBA, we're using the Eve's PSO disc, we're using the USB GD-ROM to launch everything, and look at how much trouble we're still having with, oh, for fuck's sakes, with load times and everything. Okay, and let's go back here. Well, at least I got 100 PB. Okay, come on. Alright, I think I choked a bit because I was trying to actually heal my character, and I ended up unnecessarily launching a photon blast. Okay, Let's get out of here and take out some of these guys. Definitely gonna need to be buffed again. Alright, come on guys, help me out a little bit. Bang, bang, bang. Alright, score. Alright, let's feed our mag while we're thinking about it. We have just enough for one more full feed. We may at some point have to jump back to Pioneer. Okay, follow our team. They're probably waiting. Oh shit, okay. Come on, guys. Let's launch a freeze trap just to say we did. Oh shit, okay, they're invisible. That's not really gonna help us. Okay, cool, we're buffed. Holy smokes. Okay, let's try and find a corner here to snipe from. And try to avoid as much damage as possible. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, let's see if we can tag some of these guys, because we're not going to be able to take them out. At least we can try and get as much XP as possible. Now, I really like the confuse traps over damage traps, to be quite honest. You know, damage traps are great for doing things like the certain characters like those water puddle guys and stuff like that, but it's kind of a short-term solution. Whereas I find with the confused traps, it plays out a little bit longer, and it just gives you more opportunities to dish out more damage. Same thing with the freeze traps too. Like, I mean, they're great because they completely incapacitate the enemy, but they don't last as long. Uh-oh. Not good. Did we crash? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, shit. We may have froze. Motherfucker. Alright. Sometimes it'll let us jump back in. I don't think it's gonna happen, guys. Motherfucker. Alright. I suspect we may have had a player in our team that could not handle that load of enemies. Okay. So here's the thing that sucks, guys. If I do have to reset, which at this point it looks like I'm probably going to have to do, it also means I'm going to have to... Fuck. Basically means that this quest is probably a wash. I've more than likely lost all of my weapons and cash and everything like that. Everything I had on hand. Probably going to have to restore a save. Shit. All right, well, okay, well, here it goes. 5 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, looks like the quest is a bust. Shit. Okay, well, let's load up our Dreamcast. Jump back into game. We'll go back to Vega, see if we can find those guys again, and see what happened. I haven't had TFF++ fail like that before. We've had that issue with a couple of different quests like Frantic Fauna and stuff like that, but never Never just playing a regular old TFF plus plus. All right, well, let's see if my colleagues here have jumped back into game, and if they have, maybe we can kind of discover together what happened. I suspect we had a player on that was maybe using DreamPi, and there was just too much action going on the screen, and they just lost the connection, crashed the game. I couldn't possibly see how it was me because I just got over, for lack of a better term, bragging. Okay, so there's a real good chance, guys, that I lost everything. Shit. Alright, well, I guess we'll jump back in and find out. I mean, I can live with losing the cash, but if I lost my weapon, that's going to be the part that stings the most. Okay, so let's see what happened. Select a ship. Vega, 2 users. Okay. Did everyone crash? Oh, fuck. What the fuck just happened? No kidding. Really? My screen froze. I had to force quit. Force quit. Did you lose your items? Well, let's find out, guys. Dun, da, da, da. Items. Everything. Motherfucker. Everything. Fuck bunnies. Yep. Okay. Gonna restore my character. Okay, so the good news is we can still restore, guys. Okay, here we are. Shit. Okay, so we gotta make sure to save on our way out, too. My screen froze completely, which is strange because I pretty much have the best possible connection. Very strange. Okay. Jumping. 1 sec. I have to save my restore. Okay, so let's quit game. Yes, it's gonna start saving everything. Saving game, do not remove your memory card. So the thing is, when you restore, if you jump right back in the game, it's going to still put you right back to nothing. So you got to save, jump back in. You could just save your game as well directly from the server, but it's probably a good idea to just do a full save so that way you don't lose everything on your VMU. Okay, well that was kind of disappointing. All right, so and back to Vega we go. Okay. Okay, back to square one. Do you save your character to the server? Oh wait, before we do that, let's make sure. You don't have to be. Just type the following. Just put in /save. Actually, we'll just do this. /save one. It saves your EMU to the server. Then if you freeze, type restore one. Yeah, it saves everything. Yep. The bank is fine. Okay. I don't think we've ever had a problem with the bank, so I've never had a problem. Damn. Okay. Jumping into a team to check my bank. Now you guys have me worried. Okay, let's jump into a team, create a team, PSO version 2, UGB, difficulty, ultimate, and register. Okay. So we're just going to quickly start a team, just check our bank, make sure we didn't lose absolutely everything. I'm pretty confident we didn't because this has happened to me a couple times before and I've had to restore my character and everything typically ends up okay. Item, equipment. Okay, got everything we need there. Let's go to the bank and quickly see what's going on in there, and if we have to get out, take item. Oh yeah, my bank is fine. Okay, good. So let's let everybody know that the bank is fine, and that if they have to restore their character, they're not going to lose absolutely everything. Okay, let's get out of here. Lobby. Well, guys, you've experienced one of the fun quirks of playing PSO on a third-party server in 2018. Sometimes things crash. Bank is fine. If you can restore your character I suggest doing it. Yep. I always save after I play a game. All right, well, little disappointing. I'm very curious what went on there, because it's been a long time since we've crashed, and you know, with the BBA and everything like that, there's really no reason why we should have. So okay guys, I feel defeated tonight. I'm out of here for now. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna log off for now. Yeah, it's 11:30 EST. If I start a new game, it'll be 1 a.m. and I'm an old man nowadays with a kiddo who doesn't give a fuck if I was playing ESO till 1 a.m. They are still getting up at 5 a.m. I'll be on tomorrow for sure. Okay, let's log off for now, and then tomorrow let's jump back on and try and get somewhere. That's the thing that sucks. Basically, I accomplished nothing tonight in PSO. Shit. Night all. Alright, let's get out of here. Quick game. There we go. Okay. We're saving. We're going back. You know, guys, despite the fact that it was a bit of a disappointing night, I still had a lot of fun with these guys. Haven't seen Titan Guy back in a while, so that's pretty cool. I think Titan Guy... actually... they're... the person that runs Dreamcast... I think it's just Dreamcast Online Facebook group. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty confident they are. So... kind of need to play with them again. It's been a while, but yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. Really sorry about that. That's not how I anticipated the night was gonna go, so I guess it is what it is. But before we sign off, I do have a couple of things I wouldn't mind showing you guys, because I did have a couple of really interesting pickups recently. So first thing I want to show you guys is I got this in a raffle, and most of you guys know I do like my DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that, especially when I don't have to pay a ton for it. So the Arrow label has released a ton of really cool stuff recently, and I put in $2 in a raffle and I ended up winning a copy on this Facebook group that I belong to of the Arrow Blu-ray for Frankenhooker. Now this is by the same guy that made the Basket Case movies, Frank Henenlotter, who I actually met about 15 years ago. He's a really, really cool dude. So yeah, I'm glad to have this. Picked this up at a thrift store, and it is the Evil Dead DVD. Now this was the Anchor Bay release from way back in 1999. It's the disc. And the reason that this is good is because if you look here, I don't know if this is going to come into focus 100%, but you'll notice that it's the full frame version. And most people are like, oh, I want to watch the widescreen version. This was actually filmed in full frame, so this is the true presentation of them. Picked up this as well, which is kind of fun. I powered it up and played it for a little while, and this is an old school Radio Shack Gary Kasparov. I've been running into a lot of really cool Radio Shack stuff recently. Gary Kasparov chess computer. Kind of neat. You're able to play a game against the computer, so you don't have to have somebody to play with, which is kind of fun. Uses some interesting strategies to have the AI play against you. Pretty enjoyable all around. Recently, I've also been buying a lot of these, and it's been a while since I've bought one of these things, and I think I mentioned in the past I've been playing a lot more guitar recently, so I ended up buying the complete Tea Party Collection guitar book. Also picked up the Guns N' Roses anthology, and I mostly picked up that because I used to play a couple of good songs, like I used to like playing Patience by Guns N' Roses. That's one of their acoustic tracks, and I forgot how to play the second solo. The first one I played it so many times I can play it without even thinking about it, but the second solo I forgot. And finally, before we log off, I ended up getting another one of these Mario Kart Carrera slot racing systems, and this one was super easy to set up in the basement. Had fun for a little bit. It's not as complicated as the last one I picked up, but you know, for $3 I couldn't say no. So a little bit of fun. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna try and get on again tomorrow night, and hopefully we can play a game where we get somewhere, and when we get there we finish it. Did not anticipate having the game crash tonight, but hey, it is what it is. In the meantime, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for participating in the chat. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will talk to you later. It's Father's Day weekend, so make sure to say hi to your dads if they're still around, and if you want to say hi to them. I will probably be busy most of that weekend, so tomorrow for sure, probably not back till at least Tuesday after that. In the meantime, guys, have a great night, weekend, all that jazz, and I will talk to you later. Take care.